Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about vocab. There are just a ton of gamer terminology out there. First, don't feel like you need to know it all. You can make a mistake, and you can also make up your own language because you got to remember it's your game, so you can call things what you want to call them. However, we do know there is power in a shared language, something that we all share, something that the students can grab onto and work with. So let's sort of dive into some of those game terms that are going to be kind of cross all games here when we're talking about gamification. So one of the ones when we're talking about a class game is XP. We hear that batted around a lot. This is a gamer term that comes from video games, and what it stands for is experience points. And these experience points are used to sort of level up your character. It's a measure of where your character is inside the game. Next term that I really want to make sure we understand is an avatar. An avatar is just your in-game character, what it looks like. You know, so the oldest avatar I always joke about is those Monopoly pieces in games, right? So that you're going to be the top hat or the wheelbarrow. In computer games, they can become very sophisticated avatars, you know, where you can change your skins. You know, there's lots of games where you can upgrade your avatar. In our space, when we're talking about gamification of education, there is a website called Classcraft, and they really make use of this avatar function where you can really put on different skins, and as you sort of level up with those experience points that we just talked about, you can adjust your avatar. Third sort of gamer term we need to know is this idea of a guild or a squad. This is just a different term for a group. So as teachers, we're used to always working with groups in our classroom, but in a gamified situation or in a game world, you need to use that language that's going to be wrapped into your theme that we talked about in an earlier video. So for me, it's guilds, because I'm doing sort of an ancient medieval time sort of game. With that said, you could also have a term that goes with your overarching group. So we have guilds inside my class period, but I don't want to just call it class period. So for me, another game term I use there would be houses. And if you think about using this house term, this house mechanic, you could think about Harry Potter, and they have the house system, and they sort of earn points together. Similarly, that's going to help your game design. We just did a video on items and badges. You know, understanding the difference between those. Items can be these power-ups, these things that make each student individual and each game player individual. Badges are, again, a symbol, a status symbol, something that you've accrued. Then we have two other terms that are important to think about for our design element. It's PvE, player versus environment. So are we creating situations where people are interacting with the environment, the game board, you know, the challenges that are out there? And then there's PvP. Many of your students are going to talk about that and know about that. That's player versus player. And when you're designing some things for your classroom, you could think about that. How could we design something that's going to interact between the players? Then a last big term that we really need to make sure that we all know here early in the YouTube channel is quests. And quests are the activities that they have to do, they have to complete inside your game. Now, in a gamified class, you could make things required, and if you did, I would refer to them as quests or missions, things like that. If they're optional, I usually call those things kind of side quests, these things that kids can go on. And then you can even drill down within this term quests and do different types. So in my game, my students know this shared language of solo quest means they're required to do it on their own. Then there's pickup quest. This is where they can choose who they kind of want to work with. And if they can find somebody to pick up and do this quest together, they can do that. And then I also have guild quests that they have to work with the group that they are in. And these are all optional for me, so they're all different side quests. That's it for our sort of 5 big vocab terms that I wanted to get you off and running with. Thanks for watching, and continue to connect by subscribing to this YouTube channel. Additionally, check out Explore Like a Pirate for a ton of other gamification posts, podcasts, and pedagogy for you to pick up. And you know, post your discoveries on #XPLAP on Twitter. And please post your comments below if you have anything else. We'd love to hear from you. Take care, and can't wait till next time.